All right, I am online. All right, I am. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't know why it said 9 p.m. I set it for 10 p.m. Leave it to YouTube to totally screw things up and then push me forward an entire hour on my timetable. Thankfully, I have some stuff picked out already, so that's okay. That whole ESPN thing with the that guy kind of came up last minute, and I was like, oh, I need to fucking do it. So I needed to do all that. Okay. So, apologize for all that. Didn't realize that it was going to be starting up. So, we'll just have to do this thing, whatever. And now it's telling me on here that... Just refresh this page. It's, okay. Stream health is good. All right. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, we reached peak stupidity today. We reached peak stupidity when that freaking Atlantic article came out, too. Oh, my God. I know. Fuck it. We're doing it live. Ugh, God damn. Razorfist is on Louder with Crowder. Cool. I don't think I'll ever be on Louder with Crowder. Probably never going to be on there. Which is totally fine. You're... So, oh, by the way, for those of you guys who wanted to stream last night, I had passed the fuck out. So, I went to the Eclipse. I don't know if you guys saw that stream yesterday morning. I went to the Eclipse and, wait, what did I do? Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, so we're good there. Yeah, so I went down to Salem, Oregon yesterday. And will I talk about Islam? Probably not. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at the fucking chat here. Did I stare into the eclipse? Not without my glasses on. So when I was doing, okay, so check this out. So my dad wanted to go down to Salem to go check out the eclipse there, which I was totally on board for because that's cool. But I couldn't do a stream because we were going to leave at midnight and I needed to get some sleep and still finish up work for tomorrow. So I was up until about probably 11 o'clock on Sunday night. Laid down for a little bit. Right as I was getting ready to pass out, my cat that got out, she really wants out again. So she's very vocal, very annoying. Kept waking me up. So I got like no sleep. And we got in the car. We drove down to Oregon. Got in around probably 4:30 in the morning. Tried napping. Couldn't get comfortable. Stayed up. Didn't drink any more caffeine, which is my problem probably. Went there, did the eclipse, which is, by the way, a truly awe-inspiring situation. That was fantastic. That entire thing was great. I had 450 people watching while I streamed from my phone, which was really funny because there was you couldn't see shit. I had taped like the glasses, the solar glasses like over my lens. So you might be able to see it, but the lens couldn't focus on the sun, so it was kind of this dot, and I couldn't just point my phone at it as a result anyway. So I tried playing with it a little bit. I was able to get a little bit of the eclipse in there, but mostly it was just like, I guess my family's running commentary the whole time, which people seem to enjoy, I guess. So that was a lot of fun. Did that, and then my family was like, "Oh, hey, why don't we just like hang out and chill?" And I'm like, "We should probably go beat the traffic." Now, you guys gotta understand is my family is from Washington. There's not a lot of traffic here. Not a lot outside of Seattle. So they don't deal with that shit very often. But this is bad. This is like worse than LA traffic. Over 1 million people were set to descend upon the state of Oregon for this totality event to watch the sun fully eclipse, right? Even that one guy we talked about last week was trying to reach full orgasm during totality. Don't know if he succeeded. Part of me would like to find out. If not, I wish him well. But I suggest that we should probably get in the car now and beat the traffic. We were at the north end of Salem. So we were not so bad away from, from where the mass crowds were, which were which were like about probably 20, 30 miles south. And I'm thinking we need to get going like soon because then we can beat this traffic. Well, It took us about 7.5 hours to get back 130 miles. And that was with a detour that took us up to Willamette or up to Columbia and up over into Washington, where there was no traffic because no one ever thought to go that way. But then there was all the traffic that was backed up going into about 30 miles north. And so we backroaded it all the way home, but I was exhausted. I got home. I was gonna do a stream. I was gonna do it. I laid down for like a hot second to just kind of rest for a minute. This was at 8:30. I woke up this morning at 8:45 a.m. I was out. It was done. There was nothing I could do. I was so done. And then today I'm like, okay, well I can get on to work today. And I don't know if you guys saw the Joss Whedon video from today, but oh my God, I had to re-upload it 3 times because I was so groggy from everything. I did not catch editing mistakes, and like big editing mistakes, not like simple ones. I mean, I got like 6 minutes into a video and then I forgot that I restarted it because I wanted to say it better. And so I just kept screwing up. I just kept screwing up hardcore, and that was the whole situation. And so, yeah, that sucked. And so I did end up getting the content done for today. Just got it done. I was doing $3 Theater content when I just randomly checked the live stream room, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Why aren't you on?" I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta edit some videos." So I got three videos for $3 Theater recorded. I was gonna edit them and actually, do all that shit. So that will wait till later, unfortunately. But I'll get those up tonight when the stream is done. So is there still a plague problem in Arizona? Yeah, well, Donald Trump's there right now, so yeah. Yeah, there is. Okay, Gear Tick, just send me a link to that old Negro space program. I'll check it out. What's going on, Base Mama? What did I miss? So, let's see. Lots of, shit's popping off in Phoenix. Yeah, I heard that Base Mama, why are you here and not down in Phoenix live streaming and getting all that fat ass super chat money? Why aren't you doing that? I'd do that in a heartbeat. I'd be there in a heartbeat and shit. Although today I was kind of going to town on Joey Sparkle a bit. That was kind of funny. Would I ever go on Rich and Leonake's podcast? Sure. If they wanted me to go on. I don't know. The last time I was on a podcast with Rich, it didn't end up too well. So do I ever sleep? Yeah, I slept 12 hours last night. I blacked out for 12 hours last night. Thoughts on back at the barnyard? I don't know what that is. Well, basically, at this point, you'd have to be an objective reporter going into that. You couldn't be, going out there trying to fight Antifa. You'd have to go out there and objectively report on Antifa, which is hard to do because I know you probably want to talk shit. I did hear they found the wreck of the USS Indianapolis. I haven't looked too much into it, but I did hear about that. Antifa's against BLM. That I haven't heard. That's a new one. So that's cool. Antifa attacks everybody. They only attack you if you're not dressed entirely in black. So just wear all black. Thoughts on Taco Bell? Taco Bell is a diarrhea? Thoughts on Corey in the House? I never watched Corey in the House. How do I manage to retain my youth? I look in my 20s. I have bags on my eyes and gray fucking hair. Oh my God. I didn't get the SNES Classic Edition. I didn't even know they were doing that today, and I wouldn't do it anyway. For one, it's a luxury item I don't need right now. How about that? It's the best way to describe it. It's a luxury item I can't afford right now. Wait, BLM is having enough of the... Can anyone send me a link to the BLM is against Antifa? I would love to see that. How would you send a link to me? It's MundaneMatt.com/submit. I look like I'm... Oh, one BLM supporter does not a movement make. Well, to be fair, Base Mama, we do kind of tend to criticize BLM as a whole instead of a group, which is not... Or instead of the individual, which is not fair. I will fully admit that. I think, we don't like it when it's done to us. We shouldn't do it to them, that sort of thing. So, there's definitely that. But, oh, man. Thoughts on a far-left civil war? It'd be a slap match is what it would be. Yeah, that Antifa... Someone sent me that Antifa bill, too. Someone sent me that, I know, William, the fucking Nazi, the Nazi rally in Boston, that was the most insane thing. And like Colbert and John Oliver both called it a Nazi rally. Like, it's a free speech rally. There might have been one or two Nazis there, but neither one of them sent a team there. Neither one of them were actually there, but Wizard of Cause and Vernaculus were actually there, and like nothing happened. So it's the most ridiculous thing ever. Thoughts on Joy Sparkle? Oh, Joy Nision? Yeah, no, Joy Nision is an interesting person because Joy Nision is clearly in it for fame and attention. Joy Nision doesn't care that she's heavily criticized for heavily criticizing other people while exactly operating as that person. And Joy Nision is probably one of the worst people on YouTube as a result of that. Now, Joy Nision doesn't understand that you know, you can't go 100% running your mouth about shit that you don't fully understand. And Jonesian needs to go back and understand that you don't just, your channel tags are not the same as your video tags. And that pretty much proves you're in it just for the damn money. So there is that. Jonesian. Now, I did think of that today, but I'm not the only one who's used it. So there's that. I'm not a fan of Joy Sparkle BS because she's full of BS. Yeah, I know. How am I part of the Daddy 05 court case? I have nothing to do with any of that, period. I've talked about it 2, maybe 3 times over the span of 4 months, and that's that. People have sent me information out the ass on them. I haven't reported on it. I haven't wanted to. I said my piece. I moved on. But Joy Sparkle's like, oh my God, Tim Conlon sneezed in court. Clearly that's going to be signaling to Daddy 05 that they're going to be able to break the gag order and talk about the situation. I mean, like, she would just make up shit and then all this other crap. And then whenever that would die down, she would jump back on Onision or jump on anything else. I mean, look, I will give her credit. She's been able to manipulate almost 60,000 subscribers and over 12 million views in 6 months. So to that, but as a competent commentator on this platform, you could probably like easily trick her by just sending her some fake looking shit, which is made in Photoshop, and she would run with it. Heroic Idiot, I haven't seen Boogie's new video. I do know about that. The End of Francis. I know that's what he titled it. I haven't watched it yet. So there's definitely that. Yeah. If Joy Sparkle BS went away tomorrow, YouTube would actually be a better place. And this is what I said to her on a video, and I stand by this too. Like, don't get me wrong. I cover shit and I make money off of people's misery. I make no mistake about that. I talk about things usually that have happened that are negative, because that's the only news that we hear. So I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, while I talk about things that might have been negatively impacting people, and they hear about it, and trust me, I get contacted from people that I talk about relatively often. Even when I was at Comic-Con and one guy was trying to get my channel taken down as a result of not liking what I said about him. And it wasn't what I said about him. It was what was said about him in the comments. And he filed privacy complaints on the video. And YouTube basically just kind of went, what the hell are you talking about? Like, let it go. People get mad. But the thing is, as Cody and Emma grow up, because they're young right now, as they grow up and as this entire situation kind of unfolds itself to them from being adults, when they can process it properly, when they're past their years of therapy as a result of this, when they're able to look back on it, because you know that they will. They might stumble across Joy Sparkle BS's videos. And when they stumble across her videos, they're going to look and see a woman at that moment in time who is directly profiting off of their name and their suffering. And it wasn't once or twice to cover relevant updates as they happened. It was 12 times in 24 hours, 6 times in a day, you know, whatever. They just constant videos that made no sense. And then you get into the more recent stuff for the last couple videos, like 6 over the course of the past 2 days, which has Daddy 05 in the title, therefore to trick the YouTube algorithm, which I do believe is a violation of terms of service. And then also to sit there and go, why Chambers said her mean things about me, not related to Daddy 05, not related to the case as a whole, not related to these things as they happen, but is going to keep running her damn mouth over this. And she's exploiting them. And she's doing it in a highly unethical way. And I called her out for this. I called her garbage, flat out. And then she was like, well, I forgot. I gave him money. I gave him money. I gave him money. Why don't you give him money? And I'm all like, I don't dedicate my entire channel to them. And I didn't make much money off those videos in the first place because that's when the adpocalypse started. And I've got a mortgage, and I've got a kid on the way, and I've got bills. So how about this? There we go. How about that? That's what I'm thinking about. Like, I'm not going to sit there and give ad revenue money that I don't have to people that I don't need to give it to. All right. Like, I cover news things. If I give it to one person or one group of people because I talked about them, I have to give it to everyone I talked about. It doesn't work that way. But the difference between me and her is that I'm not the one that is making, that has manipulated so many millions of views off of these kids suffering. And she's like, I've given it. Well, she said, I've given some of it away. I've given almost most of it away, all of it away. I mean, it keeps changing depending on who she's talking to. It keeps changing on all of those factors and everything else. And it's just one of those issues where you're just kind of like, people are calling you out directly for this shit, and you're trying to turn it around and use altruism as a shield. And she's using altruism as a shield. Well, I'm doing this for the children. I don't think you're giving it all the way to charity either, because you still have to pay taxes on it at the end of the year. And not all of that money you give away to charity is going to be allocated. You're not gonna be able to write all that off. You're still going to have to owe money on that. Like, you're still going to have to owe money. And if you're not making any money, and besides, is she breaking down how much she made off of every video? What about all the Onision videos? What about back content? She's got like 450 some odd videos over the span of 6 months. She's going through each one at the end of every month when she gets her update, which, by the way, if she's on AdSense, they don't send you that update. They send you a bulk payment. That's it. She would have to sit there and go through all of her videos all of the time and calculate that money and put it together. And I guarantee you that she won't, because that requires a lot of work. And if she's working on trying to pull back that money, she can't do 12 videos a day about Daddy of 5. So, there's that. There's all that kind of crap. Yeah, so anyway, like, you keep going for the kids. I know. I'm doing it for the children. Yeah, the children are taken care of right now, so you're fine. You're fine. And then, of course, to record an hour-long conversation with Chambers and then to drop it online is such a cunt move. It's a total cunt move. It's like, oh, I'm going to use this later on to defame you. It makes you wonder, it really makes you wonder how many other conversations she's had with people via Skype or whatever that she's recorded. And how many of those people actually live in a two-party state? Because not every state is a one-party consent state when it comes to recording. Illinois is actually a two-party state with an asterisk that it has to be eavesdropping and not a recording of a conversation one party is privy to. But I know that in Oregon, Washington, and California, it's a two-party state. So if I was talking to Joy privately and she recorded my conversation and put it out there, I would have that girl in court so fast. And I really hope somebody else talks to her that's in a two-party state and she does that to them, and then they can get her, because there's so much stuff there that's happening that's, it's shady as shit is what it is. She likely does record everything. So it's that whole notion of like, I don't like people like her. I don't mind it if she was sitting there reporting on it as it happened. I wouldn't care. But it oftentimes feels so much like she's trying to insert herself into it. And then, like, you look at her, like, the video she does where it's like, Daddy of 5, I'm done or something. And it's like 100, or it's like 31 minutes of her repeating the same information over and over and over again, all to say, I'm done. Or my favorite, just recently too. I'm obese. Bitch, what? I'm obese, guys. I'm 1 pound over the obesity limit. I'm 1 pound. 1 pound over obesity, guys. I'm 1 pound. Uno pound. 1 pound over. I'm obese. I'm obese. I'm not even obese. I'm considered fat by the doctors. Like, people who are actually obese are going to look at you and go, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're making a video about being obese. You're making a video about, she had like multiple sclerosis or something like that, or sclerosis or whatever the fuck it is. Like, she had MS or some shit. And the people with actual MS are making response videos saying like, you don't have MS, and it's so weird. It's just so freaking weird. Like, That's Joy Sparkle BS though. That's Joy Sparkle BS right there in a nutshell. It makes you like just holy crap. Like, you know, and then she said what triggered this whole thing today was she said in a video that like I turned on her. And I was like, we're not friends. We were never friends. I never knew who you were before I saw the Daddy of Five stuff. I watched it thinking, oh, this person's really in the know. And then I saw you for who you truly are. So I never, and that's just why I criticized you for making 12 videos in a 24-hour period about this. I'm not your friend. I don't know you. So how can I turn on you? You know? And then she was just like, no, running her mouth and shit. Am I a Nazi? No. Is she Brett Keene's long lost relative? It is entirely possible. So there's that. Anyway, yeah, I'm done whining about Joy Sparkle BS. I just find her to be hysterical for all the wrong reasons. Let's not watch dumb people, and that might be a slight on dumb people. Well, it'd be nice not to watch dumb people, but then again, who would you watch on YouTube? I mean, like, people watch me because I'm a fucking idiot sometimes. And I agree that I am an idiot sometimes. This is part of the job. Part of the gerb. Part of the gerb and shit. Alright. And my cat is meowing. My cat. Oh, my freaking cat. Wrong one. There we go. Oh my goodness. Can I show us the mundane cats one day? If I could corral them? Yeah, sure. So am I a rapist in the eye of a feminist? Considering I'm becoming a dad, I don't know. I'm pretty sure during labor, my girlfriend might revoke consent. You know, you did this to me, you monster, you monster. And I'd be like, too late now. What's my favorite terrible movie? The Room. I love that movie. It's a terrible movie. I just love that movie. Thoughts on Call of Duty World War II? I actually want to check out that beta. Is that this weekend? Upcoming weekend, I think. Yeah, I'll have to go pre-order it and then just return the pre-order. How's my day? Day's okay, man. Day's okay. Had a appointment at the doctor for the girlfriend. Heard the baby's heartbeat. Heartbeat is fine. Everything is fine. I'm really happy to report that. So that's really cool. I need to build the crib. That's the next big step. If Sargon makes his own con, will I go? If I'm in, yeah, sure. If I'm invited, you know, I'd be down to go. Did I hear about the Joker movie? I did, Natalie. See, that's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. For those of you guys who've just popped in here, the stream's earlier tonight, not because I wanted it to. I was going to do 10 p.m. as usual, but apparently YouTube notified everyone at 9 p.m. that the stream was going live, even though I set it for 10. So I jumped on early to do it. But yeah, I had recorded $3 Theater over It. The sex scene from It is not in there. Gambit movie, and then fucking the Joker movie. So when I'm done with this tonight, I'll sit down, I'll edit those out, and I'm actually working on editing those videos a bit more. I'm adding in graphics, I'm adding in not effects, but just more graphics and stuff to make it more of an interesting watch. So there's that. And I've also noticed too, it's really weird. I don't know if it's the webcam, whatever, but it's like it's softer. The webcam is really soft, and I don't know how to fix it. What up, Trippy Poop? How are you, man? Matt builds stuff. Yeah, I'll put my camera on a tripod and show you guys me taking the 4 hours to build a fucking crib. Goddamn. Don't freak out when you see a handprint on her belly. Oh, they slap her, whatever. Joss Whedon's best hope is to embrace his new persona and start a Bachelor game show. Sure, why not? I haven't seen Appaben's new video on YouTube. Okay, so let me talk to you guys about this YouTube thing, because I haven't done a stream, but I've been going back and forth with people with YouTube as a result of this, right? So their new system, I want to say, for one, I'll talk about the positives. It is showing more ads on the videos. That is true. My monetized views went from like 4,400 a day, and that was on 100,000 views, up to 13,000, and that was on like 75,000 views. So the monetized playbacks are actually increasing. That's the good thing. The down thing, the bad thing, is that they're not paying out anything. It's gone to crap. So there's definitely that problem, but more things are showing ads. The shitty thing though, and this is what I not got into it, but I was really trying to press the YouTube employee on, is the whole issue of requesting monetization beforehand, before all this shit went down with the adpocalypse. If you got flagged for that, you could ask for a review, and it would take a couple hours for them to review it, but it would be done relatively quickly. This is totally different. I've had videos that I've been waiting to that request to go through now for like 4 or 5 days, which and the popularity of those videos are already dead. They die after 2 days. Most videos on my channel have a shelf life of about 48 hours. And if I don't get it done in a couple hours, it's crap. Tonight, I'll get those videos done. I'll upload them. They'll be ready to go. And I'll guaranteed be hit with that entire thing. Unless it's gaming content, by the way. Gaming content is 100% okay. The gaming news stories that I've done have not been touched. So I'm looking for gaming stories. If you got cool gaming stories, send them over my way. I will talk about them, because that is content that is not being touched and is instantly monetizable and is earning me something. So I got to play that angle. $3 theater content has not been touched at all, period. But then again, the view count there is so damn low that I could probably just bring that back over to here again and do nonstop movie coverage and just build off of that. But I'm not gonna. But that's where things are. That's where things are. Should Amazon make a YouTube competitor? Yes, absolutely. Integrate that shit with Twitch, man, in a heartbeat. What's the deal with Rebel Media? They suck. They suck. Hey, Ariel Ballet, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you coming in for your first time here. Hope you have some fun, and this is the general chat. People here are pretty chill. It's pretty good crowd. The thing is, Chaos Sonic, it's gaming news is not being hit. Gaming violent stuff, yeah. Like I got the Last of Us, not the Last of Us, Uncharted 4: The Lost Legacy, which I was gonna play last night as well. I haven't even played today. I'm gonna hopefully get to it tomorrow morning. But I thought about streaming that tonight instead, like streaming that, and that would be demonetized. I actually have a Let's Play channel. It's MundaneMatt it's MundaneMatt Let's Plays Mundane Games. It's like, hold on, I'll put the link in the thing. Oh, come on, damn it, my mouse is acting up again. Fucking god, bullshit. Give me the U. What's up, Ben Connor? How are you, man? I'm just waiting. It's my system is like going crazy. Oh no. Hold on. Hey, $5 to ease of poverty, $3.50 after YouTube tax. Damn straight. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, that link I sent doesn't work. Hold on. There you go. So I just posted. How many channels do I have? A lot. I have a lot of channels. So this is the. I just posted the link in there. MMLP LG. I was trying to do like mobile games because not a lot of people play mobile games and stuff. Which I might eventually get back into if I have time. I just think I don't have time. Like I just don't have time. I have to do my dad vlog one of these days when some stuff comes up. I think we went to the appointment today, so I have stuff to talk about tomorrow. I've got the movie channel. I've got the Forbidden Knowledge if I ever want to boot that back up. I've got the Let's Play channel. I mean, there's channels, and I got the Mundane Chats as well, which I haven't done anything with that in a while. That's probably just going to transfer into the blog platform. There's a lot that goes on in my life. Here's the thing. I'm a workaholic. I'm a total workaholic. I love to work on different stuff, but I like to diversify. And that's one of the biggest problems with my channel is that I like to diversify so much. If I didn't want to diversify and I wanted to focus my intent directly on something, then I'd probably be able to just focus on one thing. But my mind goes everywhere. It goes literally everywhere. And I try to create avenues and outlets for those little pockets, but I'm only one person. If I could multiplicity myself, that'd be a different story. But I have things I'm working on for how to continue other things. And it requires me probably bringing in other people because I can't do it all by myself. I can do couple things by myself, but anything else would be more people would be needed. So I know that Base Mama says I need a streaming co-host. I don't entirely disagree. So it's one of those things where it's like, again, figuring it out. Like if I could sit there and do like the MundaneMatt Show, like do what I'm doing right now and then bring in other people to go over news stories with and go from there. Like I tried with Bearing one night, but that whole thing fucked up. My computer was acting all crazy. I don't know what happened. That was before my new motherboard though, so I might be able to handle it better now. But yeah, it's awesome shit. The Monday striptease. Matt and Jim and Let's Play. I would love to talk more with Jim. I had a great time talking to him. People think I suck his dick too much. I think he's a very, very talented guy. And I like watching very talented YouTubers. And I've always had an immense amount of respect. Even when he's giving me a hard time, I still respected him for his work that he does. So chances of a federal government classifying Antifa as a terrorist group. Now, tonight, they high. I should probably change one of my stories to cover the fucking thing with that tonight. Screw it, why not? We'll do one on Amy Schumer and 2 on Trump. Why not? Let me find the RT article. It's 2 days ago. Is it a long article? It's not a long article. If I can find something else here. Petition to declare. Oh, there we go. Petition to declare Antifa. There, that's a better article. Okay. Why not? I hate Antifa. And apparently me hating Antifa has actually cost me Facebook friends, believe it or not. People are like legit mad at me because I'm like, Antifa sucks dick. And they're like, nah, you can't say that. Like, Antifa is just it's just the byproduct of the white nationalists and the white agenda out there. No, Antifa is like as violent as, like, even more violent than the white nationalists and shit. Nah, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. Like, maybe 1 or 2 instances of violence. Like, I can like document a whole bunch of them. No, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. Now you're blocked. You're blocked for being an alt-right supporting cuck. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you stupid shit? Anyway, I didn't really care about any of these people that I met in LA and shit. You know what I mean? People that you meet in LA, they're super left. And then they get super worked up. And then the more worked up they get, you're just like, oh, God damn it, you guys. Jesus fucking Christ. Calm the fuck down. You know, but they don't want to do that. You know? They don't want to do that. At all. All right. Fuck these people. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit bitter over that. I'm a little bit bitter with everything. Okay, we're gonna drop that. Okay, quick question: do any of you care that Gwent is hosting an $850,000 tournament? And it's a legit question because there's an article that I found here that would be kind of cool. To talk about that shit, because Gwen's pretty cool, but I don't think any of you guys. Fuck it. It was yeah. Screw it. We'll talk about something more politically charged. I mean, I won't make any fucking money on it, but why not? All right. Okay, where's that at? Hold on, I lost the chat. Gwent is overrated and stupid. So. What the fuck's a Gwent? Abyss Walker, Gwent is the card game from The Witcher. No, Gwent on its own is a fun game. Did I shave? No, no. I fucked up here. Pretty bad. So, Gwent is not Hearthstone. Are gay snaps politically charged? Do I lose money on gay snaps? I lose money on gay snaps, yeah. Have you ever been to Longview? I was just in Longview yesterday. I drove through it. Kelso sucks dick. Longview's actually all right. We actually were looking at buying a house in Longview, halfway between Portland and then my dad's house. So I was like, it's not bad. It's a nice area. But then you look at Kelso, or not? Yeah, you look at Kelso and you're like, ooh. So, will I be able to say Irish wristwatch? Yes. Gwent is a poor man's build a strip poker deck, maybe. Yeah, I know, Void. We're gonna talk about that. Am I hyped for the Mayweather versus McGregor fight? Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't give a shit about that. I don't give a fuck about that at all. Period. Like, I don't fucking care. I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking like. I don't give a shit. Period. Like, we're like, oh my god, the fight! Oh my god, I jerked off instead. I feel like I got more out of my time. Hey, thanks a lot, Angel. Thank you very much, man. Southern California sounds like hell. It's all right. Washington or Oregon? Washington or Oregon what? I've been to both. Both are cool. I did, Mammy. I did hear that Trump looked at the eclipse with no glasses. I saw that today briefly. I didn't look into it. I just saw the headline. I'm like, I'm moving the fuck on. I'm moving the fuck on. I'm just done with that shit. Why are Antifa crazy and hateful towards white people when they themselves are mostly white? Well, John, it summarizes down into 2 words. And you may not believe me, but I believe that is true. And that is white guilt. These fuckers have that shit in spades. I hate the color of my skin. It's so pale. So pale. There's no melanin in it. I want the melanin. I'm sorry that because I don't have the melanin, and you have the melanin, and I have the opaqueness, and my people have systematically oppressed melanin people for years, that I'm just trans melanin. I'm just so trying to be trans melanin. Rachel Dolezal, the hero. Not in the good way, but in the way that I'm trying to be. That's what they are. This is white guilt. This is white guilt. Is The Vendors any good? Andre, yes it is. Oh yeah. I teared up at the end of at the end of Defenders, man. I want to watch that shit again. Its pacing was really good. Ashley Sucio says, I think we're ready to start violence here. They were ready to start violence in Phoenix. It's absolutely ridiculous down here, Phoenix native. Thank God the police have it under control, or else half the city would have burned down by now. If there's any place in this country where I do believe that the police would probably like be able to have it under control, no questions asked, it would be either Phoenix or like Houston. You know what I mean? Like, it would be there, those 2 places, but mostly Phoenix. Like, the cops like, it's hot as shit outside. I don't have temperament for this shit. You guys are going to fucking, you're law-abiding citizens to a degree. You break that law, we break your fucking skulls. And then they're like, Arpaio, or, oh, fuck me. Damn it. Like, Arpaio, or whatever the fuck it is. Hey, did he get pardoned? Did that happen? Because, like, I don't know. So a lot of the left are paid actors. Maybe. How do we know people on the right aren't paid actors? Oh, that's kind of actually a dumb statement to make, actually. Why would somebody willfully take a Nazi flag and walk it through the streets of Charlottesville? No, it's okay, everybody. It's cool, man. I'm hired for the day. I'm a day player. My name is Peter Goldstein. I understand how this looks, but I'm really they just hired me for a job. I'm just an extra at this event. Don't mind me. This is not a real Nazi flag. It was made in Taiwan, like that Confederate flag over there and that American flag over there. We're all. Did I hear about Baked Alaska's a false flag? I did hear about that, actually. He actually thanked me for defending him against Tariq Nasheed, because Tariq tried labeling him as a pedophile. And I'm just like, that's fucked up. I hate that shit. I don't like it when people mislabel, misjudge pedophiles. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's such a hardcore thing to like mislabel somebody that to just blatantly throw that word around. It bothers me, because there's such a hardcore sentiment attached to that shit. It's such a disgusting thing, that it just pisses me off. So there's definitely that. Let's see. $20 is $20. Yeah, you're right. Did I see the picture with the black Confederate and the white BLM guy? I did. Oh, I did. I was laughing. That was funny. Not the first time I've seen something like that, though. When the whole 2 years ago, when the whole Dylan Roof thing happened and the whole, anti-Confederate flag thing went down, tons and tons and tons of black people spoke up and had pictures of them holding the stars and bars and shit. And they're just like, no, it's not a big deal. Like, this is our heritage. This is our heritage here. And they were like totally on board with it. And then they were immediately looked over by anyone in the media, immediately discounted and immediately discredited as being like tokens and shit, and like totally spoken down to. And it's like, wait. Like, the people in the South, well, I'm not from the South, but people in the South, they look at that as a totally different thing. And so you have to kind of go and think of it from that perspective. But I'm also asking the question, and I'll ask this every single day, what was okay about selling the Confederate flag the day before you decided to stop selling it? What was the difference? What was that? And the answer given is like, Dylan Roof was a white supremacist. Yeah, Dylan Roof had a fucking patch on his goddamn jacket of the fucking apartheid. The apartheid. not a Confederate flag, the apartheid. And it was one picture of him holding a little like mini Confederate flag that came out afterward that sparked all this shit. He wasn't sitting there walking out like Don King, you know, Mike Tyson being led by Don King to a fight draped in the Confederate flag. It was him holding a little dinky Confederate flag. I'm not saying I agree with his viewpoints, but I'm pointing out like there was so much fucking hyperbole and nonsense associated with that it just made you have to stop and go, what in the fuck are you dumbasses smoking? And then I come out and I say, what was so different about it being sold yesterday versus being sold today? A very logical, rational question. And then I'm labeled, as I'm always labeled in these situations when I ask the objective, middle of the ground, moderate fucking questions. You're just labeled, you're just a Nazi supporter. Why are you a Confederate flag apologist, Matt? Why are you an apologist? I'm not an apologist. I'm merely asking a question that none of you insignificant fucks are actually able to fucking answer. I'm actually pretty angry today, so I apologize for that. Free Robert Lee. That was peak stupidity, guys. Peak stupidity. That's how that shit went down. And I'm on a ranty thing tonight too, and I fucking apologize. That's oh, holy crap. Come on down, let's play Street Fighter. Kilroy's still on, right? That's still happening? Is that still going on, Base Mama? Because I'm kind of planning my April around that. So, I need a taco. I always need a taco. Favorite Boondocks character? Straight up Uncle Ruckus, dude. I love Uncle Ruckus. What are my thoughts on Death Note getting mediocre reviews so far? Adam Wingard tends to get mediocre reviews as a director. Like on his big stuff, you know, like look at Blair Witch, mediocre. Your Next did pretty well from an independent scene. The Guest, mediocre. That's me. I mean, I've known Adam for a couple of years. I've never like met the dude, but we're friends on Facebook. Goddamn. Okay, Kilroy's happening. See, here's the thing: is I need to know more about Kilroy in order to plan my April. So then, when Kilroy does happen, I can go to Phoenix. And then we'll play Street Fighter. Or I believe I talked to Razor Fist about going down there, and someone had suggested we all go to a gun range, and that person said that they will arrange for us to fire off automatics, which I'm on board with. So, I need to do an angry redneck Francis character for my channel. I should do that. What? How would I sit there? How would I sit there and fucking and do a character like that? You know. All right. I wasn't going to do this. But you bitches. You guys want to see my embarrassment? Do you guys want to see a video of mine, a web series I tried to start 9 years ago? I have I only have the first episode. The first little thing from that. That is all I have. Nothing else exists of it. That I actually deleted the YouTube channel and everything with it, but I happened to find this one, the first clip, and it is bad. And it is about it's a character I tried named Rodney, right? And he was a social recluse who just got a camera and he was trying to find his way. And he's kind of a shithead, kind of a dumbass. Let me see if I could. Oh my fucking god. Okay, let me just how do I fucking unlock that shit? Okay. I'm gonna add. Oh god, why the fuck am I gonna do this? Alright. Hold on here, let me find this shit. Yeah, Inhumans looks like ass. What the hell? I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Huh. It's not popping up. Alright, well, I will create a new scene and I'll add that in that way. Give me a second here. I have to add it to It's an MP4. It should work. Let me test it on here real quick. Yeah, okay, that works. All right, you know what we're gonna do then? We're gonna delete. Okay, we're just gonna run this through fucking VLC, and I'll add it. Hold on. Okay. So, all right, this is from. Okay, so this is Rodney's World, episode 1. This is horrible. This is fucking horrible, and we're gonna do this here. Yep. Let me just. All right, hold on a sec. Oh. Wait. Is it still up there? Hold on. It's giving me some shit. Make sure it looks good there. All right, we're just gonna roll. Just gonna roll with this. We're just gonna roll. This is from, yeah, this is from a long time ago, 8 years ago. All right, here we go.
Hi guys, this is Rodney. Welcome to Rodney's World. This is my very first video log, or vlog as they call it. I mean, like, I've never thought about doing one before, but basically, like, I have a therapist, and her name is Sharon, and she's awesome. And she told me that the best way to get over my anxiety about moving from a new state, an old state to a new state, is to, like, talk about what's bothering me and what's really, like, you know, important with what's going on in my life. And so I thought I would create this video blog and put it out there and try to meet a lot of people, because, you know, like, I'm actually, like, a pretty cool guy, you know. I mean, like, I may not look like a cool guy. I'm actually a really, really down-to-earth nice guy, you know, and I just want to know people, really. So let me tell you a bit about myself. Okay, so my name is Rodney. Like I said, I'm Rodney Whitaker. Okay, I am from right outside of Seattle, in a small little town called Snoqualmie. You might have heard of it. There's a couple falls there. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so now I'm living in Southern California, in San Diego to be exact. And I moved here like probably like 2 months ago, and I'm having a lot of trouble adjusting to the entire situation of living here. So I have a therapist, and she, you know, Sharon, she was just like, you know, you need to, like, put your feelings out there. You need to let people know who you are. So I thought I would take up this hobby and tell you guys about my life. I really don't have, like, any friends. So if you think I'm cool, and I don't mean like really cool, but like maybe like moderately cool, you may want to message me, you know, like become my friend, see what's up. And then of course, like, you know, like a couple times a week, I'll update, you know, with more Rodney's World episodes. You guys can know like what's going on, you know, what I'm up to. I do play a lot of Xbox, so that might be a little bit. And you know, yeah. So like, if you just want to get to know me, like really, just hit me up and say hi.
So yeah, that's Rodney. That's that. That's what I did. My attempt a long time ago to do a web series. It was Rodney's World. The voice actually ended up changing not long after that. It went from like, hey guys, my name is Rodney, which I understand sounds a little bit like Francis. I didn't know who Francis was at the time. I was like, oh, like hold on, me like, it's been a while. Like, hey everyone, my name's Rodney, how's it going? Right. So like, you know, like today, like I played video games, you know, it was alright. Like, I mean, like, but I was just like out on the date with like this girl, and like this girl and I, like, we've been talking, you know, like on Tinder, and surprisingly, like, she matched me, okay? Like, I swiped right, and I was like, no way, she's gonna match me. She totally matched me. And she seemed like pretty cool. I mean, like, she wasn't like supermodel hot. Okay, like, I didn't expect that because I look like, you know, like kind of a roly-poly Kevin Smith and all that jazz. But, like, she was definitely, like, totally at least a positive 6 out of 10, which in my book is actually, like, probably a 12 out of 20. So, like, just way better than a 10, you know what I mean? And that's kind of, like, how I just want to go... I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. I can't do it. Oh, my God. The voice now is better. That voice was... I did that on a whim and shit. Kind of sounds like the dude from Orgasmo. Yeah, I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like a fag or anything, but I think unicorns kick ass. So there's that. Yeah, that was my attempt to shoot a long time ago. I should upload that to X videos. No, thank you. Yeah, for the cringe. Yeah. That was good old Rodney, man. Good old Rodney. And I used to post those videos to like 4chan to get them to come and like raid the video. I'm not even kidding. I used to like go on 4chan, like look at what's trending, and then talk about what's going on 4chan in the Rodney voice, trying to get that to work there. It was a bad play. It's the MundaneMatt cinematic universe. So yeah. And that's my life, man. That's what I did. That's what I done did. So yeah. One day you'll run for Congress and have his videos. I don't give a fuck, dude. You could probably have a video of me like ejaculating on an eggplant. I'd be like, you know what? It was a weird time. It was 2017. Alien Covenant had just come out. I wanted to create a better piece of art than that pile of shit. So there's that. Rodney sounds like a Canadian. That is very true. The voice needed work. The voice needed some definite work though. Actually, it was so funny too. I ended up getting my very first one of my very first copyright strikes on YouTube on that channel because I reviewed that I think it was Monster Hunter. It was a movie with Ron Perlman and Tom Jane based off a pen and paper game, or like Monster something or another, and like I reviewed it and they took it down. It was pretty funny. Bring back Rodney. Why wasn't Eric Cartman Trump in South Park? Because they wanted something a little different, I think. So throw in a touch of Morty with that voice. Oh jeez. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Rodney. Like, geez, you know, like, I just want to meet a girl, you know, like, no, it's I don't know. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a reality. It's a character. I haven't touched the character in years. I've actually been sitting on that clip now for a little bit. So there's that. I could distort my voice. Next level ASMR. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Yeah, that voice sounds sad. It does sound sad. That's the whole point of the character, was to be sad, man. Like, Francis gets all upset and like break shit. Rodney would just like make you cry because he's so pathetic. This is my life now. Maybe. I need to go full Fred on this shit. No. I've got like, it's not gonna happen. Not on this channel, at least. So, Mundane Rodney. I should just do a live stream talking as Rodney. That would be hard as fuck for me to do. I don't think I'd be able to do it. Did I want Rodney to be the new Christian? I don't know what I wanted Rodney to be. You know, it's kind of like, it's part of the same reason why I started doing MundaneMatt, like not showing my face or saying anything else, is because I think I was just like in this weird place where like I wanted to be like recognized and I wanted to be something popular and then like not have it be me. But at the same time, so many other things were attached to me. K's on Radio, Flasher Shorts, all the other shit that I did was all attached to me. So it's kind of like why I was separating it instead of bringing it together is definitely a problem. So there's that. Hey, what's up, Spike Giraffe? You and I need to have a conversation one time more about this Bitcoin stuff. Maybe get you on a stream. We could talk about it. Why did I call myself the most red-pilled motherfucker? Okay, so there was a thread about me, on not about me in general, but just it was about Gamergate at the time. It was on poll, and someone had said on there like, "Oh, MundaneMatt is the most red-pilled motherfucker," and I happened to come across it, and so that's when I was like, "Hey everyone, my name is MundaneMatt, otherwise known as the most red-pilled motherfucker, coming to you live today through whatever means on the internet to communicate with you guys. And remember, turn off that pesky ad block." Like, you could tell that it was being facetious. It was over the top. And some people actually believe like I'm that kind of narcissist where I'm just like, "Oh God, he thinks he's the most red-pilled motherfucker, and he wants you to turn off that ad block so then he gets all the money because he's a filthy, filthy, filthy goy." You know, I mean, like, Jesus, come on. So there's that. That's how it happened. Yeah, blackface Kermit, love that shit. Oh, I know. Andrew does not like me. Oh, I know Andrew does not like me. I don't know why. I thought Andrew was always kind of cool with me, but then like he got really mean. Like there was a while he was making lots of videos about me. And so I was just like, I can't tell if it was one of those things where he tried doing social commentary as well, and like it didn't really work out. And maybe he like hated what I did, but then like was upset that I was doing better. I don't know if it's a jealousy thing. Maybe not, probably not. But it always kind of felt like that a little bit because of like, there was a certain level of veracity there that I couldn't really figure out. So there's that. Bitcoin is basically for the dark web. I haven't seen the new trailer for Monster Hunter World. I know there's like 16 minutes of gameplay, and I need to watch it probably tonight. What's a good World War I game to play? Battlefield 1. Rodney sounds like he's Maypip syrup filled, or he's red pilled, probably both. So I could sit there. Was Charlottesville a setup? I don't know, man. I've heard there's like a lot of paid actors coming in. So there's that. Verdun. Thoughts on Age of Empire 4. Cool. Wait. Is Ensemble Studios, are they making it? Did I see Pissing Miley? I don't know what Pissing Miley is. Oh no, speaking of pissing, okay, I'll tell you guys this one, and I really got to get to work on these videos. There was yesterday we're stuck in traffic getting home from the damn thing, and these group of like, I don't know, probably teenagers were next to us in this SUV, and at one point the traffic was pretty much like nuts to butts. It was stopped, and the dude gets out of the driver gets out of the car, and he runs over, or he starts running up the road, just running up the highway. And everyone's like, what the fuck are they doing? And like his friend, like Chinese fire drills it, gets in the driver's seat. And they start running up and thinking it's going to be, no, they're not going to move for a few. He starts to piss, but he starts pissing. Keep in mind, they're in the fast lane. Okay. And there's not a tall barrier. There's almost like no barrier between the oncoming traffic and this dude. And he's pissing on the other side of a pylon. So people coming up that are slow can't see his dick, but everyone else coming the other direction can totally see this kid's pecker. And then like all of a sudden traffic lights up, it lightens up. And so everyone starts moving, and then his friends are just, cruising ahead. They get probably about a solid half mile ahead of this guy before the friend driving the car realizes, oh wait, I can just pull over on the shoulder and wait for him. But we watched him like try to like zip up his pants and take off running after the truck. And you could just tell because he probably wasn't done pissing yet. And anyone out there knows if you stop midstream, that shit burns like a motherfucker. And if you're trying to run to catch up with your friends, it's not feeling any damn better. So all I did as we were passing by him when he was trying to like pull it all up and start running, was I just leaned out the car window and started clapping. That was pretty good. Let's see here. You're eating ramen while listening to a piss story. Good for you. Part of the leaks that happened on Sunday. I don't know what Pissing Miley is. I'm assuming that's Miley Cyrus, and I'm assuming she's peeing on something. And I am not saying that you should submit that to MundaneMatt.com/submit. I'm not saying that. I do not want you to submit it to MundaneMatt.com/submit. Do not, repeat me, do not submit it to MundaneMatt.com/submit. That's a no. I don't want to see that at all. Don't submit it. Oh, no. My slow clap, my best slow clap. My best slow clap was I was on my cruise ship last year, and we're in Canada. We're getting ready to depart Canada. We're and everything else, and it's 11:30 at night. The ship was already supposed to be gone. We hadn't left yet, which basically means at that point either something on the ship is broken or someone had not made it back to the ship yet. And so I'm up on the top deck with my mom and my girlfriend and her mom. And my mom and her mom are smoking cigarettes. And all of a sudden we see this taxi cab drive up to the customs office, and this one woman get out. This one woman, and she starts racing through, and she gets through customs, and she jumps in a golf cart, and the golf cart starts, driving real fucking slow to take her back to the front of the ship. And as she drives right past us, everyone's watching her on the outside. She had at least 100 people watching her, and I just start slow clapping as she's driving by, and then everyone starts cheering and clapping and laughing at her, and then she's all like, yeah, and gets back on the boat. So we did not want her to get away with this scot-free. She should have been back on the ship. She wasn't. That's fine. but we wanted her to remember that that's something that she got fucked up on. So I thought it was pretty funny. All right. I didn't hear about the Brilliant Earth Diamond controversy. Do my best Wilford Brimley impression. It's I can't. It's gonna sound horrible. I think it's like, oh, it's diabetes. I have diabetes. He's got the jowls. I have diabetes. I like to eat corn on the cob from a spoon. All right, the videos. All right, I'll get back on. I'm on. My format's way off, guys. You guys all fucked up my format and shit. What the fuck's up with my goddamn mouse? Work, motherfucker, work. All right, I exposed that hoe. I didn't expose anything. She just was late. That's all. That's all. Diabetes. Diabetes. I know there's a Trump rally happening in Arizona. I was watching it earlier. I sound like Sean Connery with lung cancer. Diabetes. Here's a really horrible joke for you. This is a horrible joke that I just made up tonight. I just made it up tonight a couple hours ago. I tested it on my girlfriend. She did not like it. She thought it was dumb. Maybe you guys will get a kick out of it. Okay. What caused the dog to be bad in social situations? He has pautism. Get it? Or why was the dog bad in social situations? He has pautism. I'll see myself out. I'll see myself out. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Oh, come on. It's a little bit funny. It's a little bit funny that the dog has a bit of autism. Fine. That was a bad pun. I should feel bad. That is funny. It is. I agree. I totally agree. That's... Come on, pautism. It's cute. This channel needs to be considered a terrorist organization. Oh, wow. Okay, someone said they sent me pissing Miley pics. I'm gonna go take a look at this. Let's see. All right. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. All right. Ooh. Holy shit. Why the fuck is Miley Cyrus pissing outside her car? And then why the fuck did nobody actually turn these things around to the right size? What the fuck? All right. And not just once. Apparently Miley has a thing with peeing in public. All right. These things exist. Okay. I can now go on with my life. So, okay, cool. It's, you know, it's one of those things where it's kind of like people might say, where were you 20 years ago? And I'll be like, well, I was running a live stream and looking at photos of Miley Cyrus pissing on the ground. And they'll be like, President Cyrus? That's unholy. That's fucking horrible, man. I mean, like, I've seen worse, clearly, but it's like, why? For one, why would you do it? Second, okay, I understand why you might do it. I understand that. I understand that women, you know, I get it. Yesterday, we stopped at 2 rest stops on the way home, and they were like jam-packed, lines up the door for women, people going in and out of the forest to go urinate. I get it. Fine. But why would you take pictures of it? And then why would you do it again? The photos weren't good enough to be able to see anything. You tell shitty jokes, we send shitty pics. Lindsay, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Shenyogo or Yongo, I don't know if that's anything or not. Oh, okay. Yo, your friend bought a Nissan because he's a Nissan, an older brother. I used to drive an 87 Dodge Aries, right? Which is also known as a Plymouth Reliant K. Same as that car. But it's a Dodge Aries. And it's a good little car. And I used to like hit on, because chicks would be like, what kind of car do you have? And I'd be like, oh, I drive a 1987 Dodge Aries. Fun factoid. I'm also an Aries. I drive one because I am one. Thinking like, oh, hey, some chicks maybe are into the astrology thing and they might want to go, oh my God, an Aries is so funny. And then want to fuck me or something. And the answer to that is no. Never happened. And I got laughed at a lot and I ended up getting a Mercedes. When I got a Mercedes, though, suddenly my date intake went up. That's funny. They're like, oh my God, he drives a Mercedes. Maybe he has money. It was used. You're still waiting for the gay gulags, not ones in Chechnya. Well, they may happen in other places. A bunch of celebrities, a bunch of celebrities leaked. Did anyone see the Alison Brie one? I'm not saying I looked at it. I'm just saying I might have seen it floating around. I heard of its existence. So, I'm not Al from Toy Story 2. Go kill yourself. Only Nazis drive Mercedes-Benz. That's, well, not entirely true. All right. Fine, Chaos. I'll get to work. Let's talk about Antifa, because I like talking about the Antifa. Alison Brie is quite the woman. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When will Rodney return to YouTube? Probably never. Probably. More Leslie Jones naked pics. I don't... No. No. That is wrong on so many fucking levels, man. That is wrong on so many levels. No, I don't need to see that. All right. Okay. Let's see here. All right, let me get this stuff working. Okay, so we're looking at a petition to declare Antifa. All right. I don't like using RT if I have to, but they're okay source for this. Except all that damn blank space. Jesus Christ. All right, let's do this. Let's get these 3 done so I can edit this shit and then finally go to fucking bed. Okay. Looking good. Everything's looking good. Let's do it. Say it with me now, guys. Come on. Snaps for traps. Snaps for traps. Snaps for traps. And the snap pudding. Professional. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt. I can't fucking do it. Jesus Christ. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. And you know, one of my biggest pet peeves ever This year especially, it's been Antifa. I utterly loathe Antifa. They are the purest definition of fascism in the United States today. And yet they are absolutely 100% loved by the left. And as a person who is a left-leaning individual, it makes me really, really, really sick to see. It makes me sick that after the events of Charlottesville and Berkeley and a number of other places like Portland, when my friends who are from Portland are out there screeching autistically about the events involving white nationalists, being all violent. I'm like, you do know that it was like both sides. What Trump said was legitimately true. It's on both sides. And they choose to willfully ignore the violence of Antifa because it serves to destroy their narrative of only the white supremacists being the violent ones. It makes me very upset. So when I come across a story like this saying petition to declare Antifa group terrorists collects 250,000 signatures, it makes me a little bit on the happy side. I'm not going to lie, because I'd love to see groups like this, extremist groups like this, get the treatment they deserve. And Antifa is very much going that way. I want you out there, if you happen to be a pro-Antifa person, I want you to stop for a second and ask yourself, did you ever mock the KKK for wearing hoods to conceal their identity, but yet you are willing to completely praise and laud Antifa for doing the same? Because, they're preaching peace through violence, according to CNN. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it says here, in less than a week, 250,000 Americans have signed a petition to have President Donald Trump officially classify the Antifa group as a terrorist organization, accusing them of violence at demonstrations and incitement to kill police. And if you don't believe me, there's an issue right now with Antifa. Look at the president's rally in Phoenix, Arizona. Antifa is once again showing up and causing one hell of a ruckus. This is what they do. They show up in order to shout down the opposition, and they never actually want to engage in civil discourse. When you look at the rallies that have happened in different places, like the Portland Free Speech rally from a couple months ago, police did the best that they could by maintaining a no man's land, not letting the protesters and the counter protesters engage with each other in any way, shape, or form. And during the process of that, the members of Antifa were a lot of their weapons were confiscated, and this was a lot of makeshift shit. They were coming with the intent to fight, and thankfully the Portland police did not give them the opportunity. At Charlottesville, on the other hand, a lot of the mayhem actually happened when police could not stop the white supremacists, the white nationalists, and the protesters from leaving the park and moving into the counter protesters in order to provoke an attack, or at least spark one. So that was one of the reasons why they closed it down, as I recently found out. And again, I don't agree with violence of any sort, but it takes two to tango in these situations. And so Antifa is not entirely blameless, no matter how hard the left try to treat them as such. Now, using the petition originally set up by the Obama administration, the petition calls for labeling Antifa terrorists due to the group's violent actions in multiple cities and their influence in the killings of multiple police officers throughout the United States. It also compares Antifa to the Islamic State. And I don't know if I'd go that the reason why they're trying to compare Antifa to the Islamic State is very much because of the pulling down of the statues, the Confederate statues last weekend. Cernovich put together this little side-by-side comparison of them pulling the statue down and then ISIS destroying works of art, in Iraq. And I see the propaganda that he's creating there, and this propaganda does have a point, very much so, but it's still propaganda. And the people who were pulling it down weren't Antifa. They were freaking idiots. The petition was launched Thursday amid threats by Antifa against speakers and attendees of the free speech rally in Boston, Massachusetts, which was scheduled for Saturday. The rally's libertarian organizers had been denounced as white supremacists and neo-Nazis, a change they have emphatically denied. And that is one of the biggest problems of the left. They lionize Antifa while they sit there and they look at a pro-libertarian, pro-free speech rally, of which everyone was invited, including, from what I hear from Wizard of Cause and Vernaculus, actual witches showed up to the event. They labeled it a Nazi rally. The Root ran an article that it was a Nazi rally. Stephen Colbert and John Oliver labeled it a Nazi rally, and it was anything but, which is one of the most horrible things in this particular country, is the fact that free speech is being labeled as Nazism and fascism. How in the God holy fuck is free speech considered fascism? The left has entirely lost the plot in this particular case, and they're so worked up and so charged up emotionally, they simply cannot see logic and reason, which is one of the reasons why I've lost many friends on Facebook recently. Now, in the end, the Boston police kept some 40,000 protesters away from the small gathering of free speech activists. Though the majority of demonstrators were peaceful, at one point police had to plead the individuals stop throwing urine, bottles, and other projectiles at the officers. And this wasn't people inside the park at the free speech rally that were throwing urine, bottles, and other harmful projectiles at cops. This was the protesters, most notably Antifa. From a tweet here from the Boston PD saying, BPD is asking individuals to refrain from throwing urine, bottles, and other harmful projectiles at officers. Then Antifa responded back with, no room for capitalists, conservatives, libertarians, classic liberals, or supporters of the U.S. Constitution in our city. And that's a lot of what they operate. And this is a group that's being lionized, by the way, saying that, no, we don't need classic liberals. Now, David Pakman ran a video this week saying that classical liberalism is just another word for conservatism. And I very much disagree with him. It's his right to be able to have that opinion, even if that opinion is emphatically wrong. But still, that is kind of now we're seeing this assault on classic liberals, because classic liberals are not considered, they're considered more center-grounded, more center of the road. And yeah, they might agree with some conservative mindsets, but they're very much liberal in others. Again, centrists, whatever you want to call it. They're now labeled the enemy because they're not getting in line. They're not defending their side. They're not falling in with that echo chamber, the echo chamber that many people in the center argue against both sides on. And it's so frustrating. So frustrating to see. After that, outraged Americans signed the petition against Antifa in droves. By Monday, it had hit the 100,000 signature threshold required for the White House to officially respond to it. The Trump administration has not commented on the petition yet. Though Antifa has been active for years, the group stepped into the limelight in 2016 when its activists engaged in violence at protests against Trump, who was running for president on the Republican ticket. Yep. The group was thrust into the limelight last week after Antifa activists clashed with an alt-right rally in Charlottesville that included neo-Nazis, white nationalists, and the Ku Klux Klan members. After the rally, a car driven by a white nationalist crashed into a crowd of counter-protesters, killing one woman and injuring the other 19. Having denounced the KKK, the neo-Nazis, and racists, Trump called out Antifa as well, referring to them as the alt-left. I think alt-left is not the right word for them. I would call them very much fascists. The alt-left feels like a slap on the wrist name calling. You know, if you're going to sit there and label everyone on the other side a fucking Nazi, even though not all of them were Nazis, not saying they were good people, just saying they weren't Nazis, not all of them at least, then you're going to have to deal with the same kind of labeling on the other side. Trump did say, what about the alt-left that came charging at, as you say, the alt-right? Do they have any semblance of guilt? What about the fact they came charging with clubs in their hands, swinging clubs? It's not often that I will agree with Trump. It is, and you can ask anyone who watches my channel frequently, that I agree with him. I emphatically agree with him here because it's true. Because we've seen it time and time and time again, but the left continues to lionize them and will ignore their transgressions because it therefore hurts the narrative. And that is a problem for me. That is a problem for a person who lives in this country that very much champions unfettered free speech, and to watch it be silenced by outright fascists under the banner of anti-fascism makes me just very upset as an American. So I'm happy to see that this particular petition exists. And here's the thing, there's actually some precedent set forward for a petition like this. In New Jersey, they're already labeled a terrorist organization. And after what's going on right now in Phoenix with the Trump rally, it's entirely possible that this particular petition might all of a sudden find itself on the desk of Donald J. Trump tomorrow morning. And if it gets labeled as a terrorist organization, Antifa literally has no one else to blame but themselves. Trump's critics reacted with outrage, accusing the president of posting moral equivalence between Antifa and the neo-Nazis. A number of columnists and political analysts, however, point out that Nazi is quickly becoming a label for anyone Antifa disagrees with, which is having a chilling effect on political speech in America. And if you want a perfect visual, and I guess you could say musical representation of this, I very much recommend looking up Chris Ray Gun's Punch a Nazi featuring Rucka Rucka Ali. I have listened to that song on repeat this last week. I can't tell you how many times. Not only is Chris Ray Gun a friend of mine, he is one of the most talented people on YouTube in terms of his socio-political commentary, and that song just nails it. It just nails it to the cross. It just does a great job with it. And I can't recommend it enough. I think he really, in my arguments this week with people over what Antifa is and how the left has been reacting, I keep showing them that video because they get mad at me because, like I said, they're very emotionally charged on everything. And I showed them this video as a way to explain my point, as a way to explain why I'm upset, as a way to explain why I disagree with this and why I want to push back against it. And it's working because people have told me after watching it, like, oh, no, well, they have a better understanding. And that might be one of the best things about Chris's video, is the fact that it actually was done so well that it very much conveys that point across. And liberals who otherwise are not even remotely willing to listen to an alternative opinion will watch those 3 minutes and go, I get what you're talking about. And that is why that artwork is so valid and so inspiring in this period. I'm gushing over it because I love that thing. I've told him this, and he gets all, shy about it and shit. But no, Chris, you motherfucker, if you're watching this, you did good and you should be proud of that. The ralliers in Boston did nothing wrong. Boston Globe columnist Jeff Jacoby wrote on Monday, all they were guilty of was attempting to defend the importance of free speech. For that, they were unjustly smeared as Nazis and their own freedom of speech was mauled. And I agree with that as well. We've seen people write op-eds now about how much free speech or how much free speech should be free. Right? Have we gone too far with free speech? Is free speech a political weapon? I mean, all these op-ed attacks on the very idea, the very core definition that is free speech, and they're trying to assault it. That is the country we live in. That is the country my baby girl is going to be coming into in a few months. And I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. Because free speech is free. That's the whole point of it. Anyone can use it for whatever reason. Provided you're not calling for the death, violence, or pain on somebody else. You're not calling for them to be killed, murdered, tortured, whatever. You should be able to say what you want to say. And with very little consequence, in my opinion. Or if it's an opinion you have that is very abhorrent and someone out there vehemently disagrees with you, they should try. I mean, they're not going to do it, but it'd be nice if they would actually try for a hot second to discuss with you why they don't like it, and then maybe come to some kind of, moderate agreement over it. Even if it's an agree to disagree, it's still having a dialogue, having a conversation. We don't have that anymore. We have people that attempt to destroy every facet of your life. One of the things people tell me all the time is they're lucky, they're very glad that this is my full-time job. So then if anyone out there wants to try to destroy my career, they've got to talk to me. I'm my own best friend. I think I'm all right. But that might not happen for much longer for other reasons. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep fighting as much as I can against this shit because logic and reason has to have some place in the civil discourse and future of our country. And the fact that it's not, and the fact that the right is hyperbolic in their own right, and the left is hyperbolic in their own right, and you have assholes that are trying to run articles as science claiming that, the eclipse was racist. No, it's not. The path of the eclipse, the totality crossing our country at no point in time was dictated by race. You stupid twat. But that's the world we live in right now. Finishes up here by saying, it isn't likely the White House will actually go as far as to declare Antifa terrorists, journalist John Bosnich told RT. The petition is more of a message to the group to tone down their violence or face the consequences. Well, now they're protesting a president's rally in Phoenix, and as much as I dislike the president, what happens tomorrow should be very interesting. Going on to say here, this is from Bosnich, it's a big step to go from accusing some members of Antifa of being violent, which many of them are and intentionally so, to banning an organization on the grounds that its purpose is to create terror. I don't think the White House will approve this, and I don't think that they should. And that is a point. Maybe they shouldn't be labeled as terrorists. They are already in Jersey. If anyone dies at the hands of Antifa, then they might. They're pushing boundaries, and I get it. I will be fair for a second. I will be middle ground for a second. They are pushing boundaries. But those boundaries are and have been going to get more people hurt. And Antifa doesn't care. They don't care who they hurt. Very similar to the people that they oppose not caring who they hurt in those moments. Or overall. One right or one wrong, or two wrongs don't make a right here. And that is something to heavily consider for the future of our country. And now, they're probably not going to listen to this. If Trump comments on it, they'll probably sit there and look at it as more of like of an emboldening propaganda piece that they can use. Well, the president wants to deem us national terrorists. Let's fucking show them, boys, or something like that. Which is a problem. But at the same time, I don't think Trump is going to be messing around very much after what happened in Charlottesville. So this may not be the time to test that. Or you might find yourself labeled as a domestic terrorist. And at that point, you really only have yourself to blame. All right. Whew. That went on a little bit longer. Sorry, I got pissed off there. I got pissed off. Ah, goddamn. Yeah, senators should not be calling for assassinations. That's ridiculous. Maybe it's time to consider emigrating. Maybe. Do I think their opinion should be fired if it affects their work, such as a judge that's openly racist? Yeah. In that regard, I do. I do believe that simply because at that point in time, you know, your opinion will impact your job. But maybe he should be given an opportunity. You know what I mean? So, hey, Chris, or Cyrus. Yeah, man, fucking started at 9 p.m. tonight because there was a glitch on YouTube that kicked everybody in. So, man, yeah, I fucking hate Antifa. I fucking hate Antifa. Oh, Bill Burr's got a rant. Yeah, I gotta watch Bill Burr's podcast from yesterday, man. I love Bill Burr. Send Antifa to North Korea. What brand's my water bottle? I drink Kirkland. I buy it from Costco. So it's fucking warm. And Antifa would jizz their pants if they get labeled domestic terrorists? Probably. Is Jake Paul a rapist? I have no fucking idea. Even Canada doesn't want illegal immigrants. Yeah, Canada's kind of changed their tune on that one. They kind of changed their tune a little bit. That's fucking certain. That's for sure. So they very much have changed their tune. Did I hear about the Asian guy that got pulled from ESPN? Stonebleeds, have you checked my your subscription feed for my video posted 2.5 hours ago? Wink. You want a helicopter, Antifa? That's a lot of people, a helicopter. Yeah, human story. I'm gonna, like, tonight was early just because of a glitch on YouTube. People, I checked it. People were in the chat, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? And they're like, oh, it says you're going live. And I'm like, no, I had like an hour to go. I was in the process of editing other videos, so whoops. But all right. You'd rather have Trump declare Antifa a waste of time? I'd let there be a waste of time too, but they're only going to keep growing stronger because they're going to be able to get away with this level of violence, and people love that kind of shit. All right, this is a... Let me just take care of that. Okay. This is kind of a dumb one I came across today. It's a Trump thing, but Jesus, it's fucking funny. And again, it just shows you precisely the screeching of the fucking of people right now. Because this is an actual thing. I thought this was an Onion article at first. I swear to God, I thought this was a fucking Onion article. It's not. No, Esker, look, I will respect the office of the president. He's my president. I don't agree with him on anything. He's my president, though. And I want him out, but I don't want Paul Ryan anywhere near the goddamn Oval Office. That's where I stand on a few things. But no, he's the president, and I'm going to respect it, and I don't agree with it, but you know what, I'll voice my opinion and when the time comes for me to vote again, as I always do, and that's how it works. You know, I don't agree with the violence. I don't agree with this bullshit. It pisses me the fuck off. So yeah, if you do label them terrorists, it does justify use of force. That's true. But then if you label them a terrorist, how many people are going to start like hunting them down? You know, like Antifa hunters coming this fall to TLC. Dog the Bounty Hunter teams up to take down Antifa. I don't know. See, here's the thing, Miss Melma. It's entirely possible that Hillary would be better. Hillary would at least speak in rational sentences and not like get on Twitter at 3 a.m. and bitch about shit. I don't care about what time of day he twitters. That's easy to tell. That's funny thing too. Everyone's like, oh, at 3:06 in the morning or whatever, Trump tweeted. And it's like, no. Trump tweeted at like 6 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning because he's a 70-year-old man. He's got to get up to pee. So he's taking a piss and he pulls out his phone and he starts tweeting while he's taking a leak. And he goes back to fucking bed. He gets up in the morning, tweets again and shit. Like, I don't know. It doesn't matter to me, you know. I know the Bernie Sanders comment, if you're white, you know what it's like to be poor. That was a poor thing for him to say. Pun intended. You know, and I think he gets that too. But like, Bernie has always been a person for justice, social justice and shit. And, you know, like it just is what it is. The thing is, I don't care if you are if you want social justice. Social justice is not an inherently bad thing. It's when people take it and they run with it as this weapon, as again, the warriors, they fight. It's a pejorative to make fun of these idiots that take it too fucking far. And all it does is just destroy the work of people that are actually trying to seek improvement in these neighborhoods. Okay, so let's get into some shit here. Tear gas used at Trump protest. Tear gas is used at every protest, man. Come back to me when it's more than just tear gas. Come back when it's mustard gas. There we go. All right, we'll do this one here pretty quick, and then we'll do the last one, and last one will be more of a funny one. I'll go from there. All right. Snaps for traps. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and you know, Twitter is an interesting place because you either love it or you hate it. But when it comes to communication on a 140 character scale, you use it. Not as many as before. In fact, Twitter has had a rough year. They've reported almost no increase of users, so they basically capped. Their stock price is dwindling, and they've tried to sell a couple times, and nobody wants to buy them. I mean, nobody wants to buy them. Well, with maybe the exception of this woman right here, Valerie Plame Wilson wants to buy Twitter just so she can simply ban Donald Trump's account. Yeah. She wants to ban his account. As if he wouldn't take it over to @POTUS. Or if that fails, @Flautus. He'll just take over Melania tweeting. And all of a sudden she starts tweeting a whole bunch more nonsense. It'd actually be pretty funny. But it says here, Valerie Plame Wilson's on a mission to get Trump off of Twitter. How? By buying it, of course. Yeah, not gonna lie. When I first read about this story, I legitimately thought that this came from The Onion. I thought to myself, there's no way this is real. There's no way this is real. This woman doesn't exist. She's not going to try to buy Twitter. And then, no, it's true. I'm not kidding you. Well, Wilson, best known for being revealed as a CIA operative because of a leak during the George W. Bush administration. So she's a spook nonetheless. She wants to buy Twitter and she's a spook, okay, has started a GoFundMe page to buy a controlling interest in Twitter in order to delete the president's account. The company is currently worth nearly $12 billion, with its shares going around $16. $12 billion it's worth and its shares are that little? Yee. Saying here on Twitter, oddly enough, well, I guess that's what you would do if you want to buy it, use a platform. Donald Trump has done lots of horrible things on Twitter, from emboldening white supremacists to promoting violence against journalists. His tweets damage the country and put people in harm's way. But threatening actual nuclear war with Korea takes it to a dangerous new level. And of course, she's referring to the whole fire and fury. I mean, I think anyone with half a brain can look at that and see that he was entirely ad-libbing that. And then like looked around the room to kind of like gauge whether or not there was approval, and then wanted to double down on it by going like fire and fury and power unlike the world has ever seen. But he didn't do it in like a movie trailer narrator guy type of voice, which would have been cooler. He did it in his he did it with his arms crossed, like leaned back in his chair, which was like one of those things where I'm going like, dude, your body language is the exact opposite of what you're saying. If you're trying to act like a hard ass president and you want to like, you know, shake your own saber, rattle it at your enemy, you're going to sit there and get up on front of a podium and like slam your fist down and go like, you want the truth? We will unleash upon you a hellfire and fury and power. And that would have been something far more terrifying to little Kimmy Jong-un from North Korea. Instead, you lean back in your chair and you put your hands over your chest like you were hoping you had mommy's blankie. Like, that's not going to work out well. But it says here, her on Twitter, if Twitter executives don't shut down Donald Trump's violence and hate, then it's up to us. #buy Twitter. All right. The goal, $1 billion. That might be a stretch, though. Wilson has raised more than $3,000 since she launched the campaign on August 16th. All right. Now, you can tell, but based on them, pushing this kind of campaign or pushing this in the media, she's going to get more than the $3,000, which might be one of the reasons why it was being talked about today. Is it's a trending campaign on GoFundMe right now, and she's probably like, oh well, if people talk about it, then maybe more people will donate the money. But you're looking to raise $1 billion. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You would need you'd need some George Soros level backers in order to make this thing work. Saying here that the reason why $1 billion is your choice. At the current market rate, that would require over $1 billion, but that's a small price to pay to take away Trump's most powerful megaphone and prevent a horrific nuclear war. And yeah, I can see where she's coming from. But who out there is going to front $1 billion? Putin? China? I mean, someone out there might put up the money just to get him to shut the fuck up. That's entirely possible, true. If they aren't able to meet their goal, the plan is to buy a significant stake in order to push the proposal at the annual stakeholders meeting. That's probably more of a valid approach. It just is not going to happen probably, but if that's probably more likely of a scenario. Buy enough of a controlling stake to where you're able to come on in there and be like, this needs to happen, and then use your pull, right? But at the same time, who exactly is this ex-CIA spook who was outed during the George W. Bush administration? The same George W. Bush administration that took us to a fucking insane war in Iraq over weapons of mass destruction that never existed, and then moved that to Afghanistan in order to sit there and basically go like, Iraq never happened. Like, even at the cost of thousands of American lives. So I'd like to know more about who this person is before I throw down any hard-earned money in order to see if this entire experiment plays out. I'm not going to, but, hey, for sake of information, I'd like to know more about her. Twitter has previously defended its use of the platform. Back in May, CEO Jack Dorsey said it was important for people to hear directly from our leadership. Considering the fact that Sargon Avakad, who has done nothing wrong, has already been banned off his account multiple times and has since forgone Twitter, that was announced today, then really people don't want to hear from your leadership if you are the ones who are dictating what leadership can be heard from. Clearly, equality doesn't matter on Twitter's platform, so why is it that they haven't banned the account? Well, I mean, aside the fact that Jack is a gigantic pussy, who knows? Twitter did not immediately return a request for comment. One analyst estimated that eliminating the president's tweets would wipe out $2 billion of Twitter's market value. Well, that might be the reason right there. $2 billion in market value just for taking out Trump's account. Jesus, that's insane, right? Like, that can't even remotely be accurate. The president is known for going on tweet storms. Wilson described his actions as weaponizing Twitter and pointed to the president's tweet that said that the military was locked and loaded for a response to North Korea. Saying here, military solutions are now fully in place, locked and loaded, should North Korea act unwisely. Hopefully Kim Jong-un will find another path. And again, that's just saber rattling. That's what I want to use here. This is saber rattling at the enemy to try to get him to back down through a platform that has a 140 character limit. And so if he would have had to use more, he would have been like ... and then the next one ... fire and fury and power and shit. Like, that's what I'm a little bit worried about. Not maybe the best platform. Why not shoot a little Twitter video? Just saying, probably get better engagement if you shoot a video. That's what they tell me every email they send me trying to get me to sign up for their business services. All the while, they won't verify me, so eat it. And then the analyst says here, tweets like this are heard around the world. As he uses the biggest platform to escalate the crisis, this could all too easily spark a military confrontation that goes nuclear. And that apparently is the fear here. That Trump, let's see here, let's take a look at the page. But Trump is so worried about, that he's not worried about nuclear war. Probably he doesn't think it will happen, is what I'm trying to say. And that's definitely something here. But let's take a look here at the fundraiser. All right, so far they've raised nearly $5,000 off the $1 billion goal. And, it says here it's time to shut him down. The bad news is Twitter has ignored growing calls to enforce their community standards and delete Trump's account. The good news is we can make that decision for them. Now, I don't know if Trump's tweets have actually violated the terms of service of Twitter. I know that I've reported legitimate death threats to Twitter, and they're like, you're fine. But I called somebody a cunt and was freaking blacklisted for, banned for 12 hours. And then I got banned again the next day because I called someone a cunt 5 years ago, and that tweet came back to bite me in the ass, which means somebody had found that from back then and reported me. Twitter is a publicly traded company, shares equal power. This GoFundMe will fund the purchase of controlling interest in Twitter. And yeah, basically it's doing all this stuff. And it's, everything else that we've already talked about. So we can see that this is a legitimate thing. I mean, they put time and effort into it, and it's trending right now. So, they're hoping probably to get more money. Will they get $1 billion? The answer to that is no, they won't. They will not get $1 billion off of this thing. There's just no way it's going to happen. People aren't going to come together. There's not that much. We're coming into the Christmas season. No one's going to want to give up a huge amount of money. It would require people like Joss Whedon throwing down millions and millions of dollars, George Soros coming in and throwing down millions and millions of dollars. But if George Soros wanted to come in and take over, he would just come in himself and buy enough up. He's not going to go through an intermediary. All right. Like, we already know what he funds. He's pretty public about that shit. So this situation is in my opinion, a nothing burger. But at the same time, if it comes to fruition, and that's a big if, it will be really fucking funny if it does. All right. You just save that image there. I can use that as my thing. Okay. Whew. I know. Yeah, he would just use a POTUS account. If it got that banned, just don't jinx it. Oh my god. No, I haven't heard by the YouTubers. I haven't watched Philly D yesterday or today. I've been busy. I'll probably listen to it tonight. So, yeah, Donald Trump is a racist, sexist, anti-gay, is getting old as fuck. I agree. I think they're kind of like outdated arguments at this point. I think there's better ways to handle it, really. So there's that. I just think it's pretty funny that we're going to see a few things. All right. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. You've had a rock hard erection for 5 hours. What do? Go to the hospital or just go to Pornhub and have fun? Or take a really cold shower while also on Pornhub. So, was that a pic of the land whale herself in the background? I don't know who you're talking about. And what background? All right, let's jump over to the final one here, because I've been up for almost 2 hours and I'm running a little bit longer than I'd like to, but that's fine. Let's do. We're doing an Amy Schumer one. There's dislikes on this video. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. People want to dislike. They don't show me the dislike rate here. But if you guys like the stream, be sure to go ahead and hit a like on that motherfucker. Let's see here. I'm taking a look real quick to see. Yeah, it doesn't show me anything. Doesn't show me shit. So, yeah, okay, that's weird. Okay, so it says 9 p.m. here is when it says. All right, fuck it, whatever, man. How the fuck is Amy Schumer relevant? Well, there's that. Okay, remember, guys. Snappity for trappity. Potism. You're laughing about that. When you're going to be laughing about that at 3 in the morning when you wake up to take a piss. Anyway. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneMatt channel. And once again, Amy Schumer has found herself in the news by trying to, I guess, stop something sexist or whatever, but probably really isn't. It says here, Amy Schumer asked Netflix for more money after learning what Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle were paid. If you don't know what this is referring to, there's been been kind of like the year of comedy specials on Netflix, one every week from a different comedian. Chris Rock had one, Dave Chappelle had 2. They were fantastic. And Amy Schumer's had hers, and it was horrible. It was horrible. The dislike ratio is really, really, really bad on that one. And it is not because, she's a woman and people don't like her. It's because if you even watch the trailer for the entire thing, it's just not funny. It's just not a funny thing at all. It says here, Amy Schumer knows how much she's worth. I don't know. Does she? I mean, Snatched opened and bombed at the box office. Even though it did show Amy Schumer boob in the movie, it failed to impress young boys. According to a new report by Variety, the 36-year-old comedian renegotiated her Netflix salary once she learned what Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle were being paid for their respective stand-up specials. While the two were paid $20 million for their routines, Variety claims Schumer had been paid $11 million for her The Leather special taping. Well, it sucked. It sucked. You're paid $11 million for a special, fine, cool. You're paid $11 million to go up there for an hour and suck. And not in a good way. I mean, just totally bomb. You know, when you make a joke about how your vagina smells worse than like a barnyard, that's not something people should laugh at. That's something people should stop and go, honey, you should really go to the doctor. I mean, like, if your pussy smells like Porky Pig is swimming around in there, you might want to go get looked up, like, you know, or for I mean, at the very least, douche. Schumer was reportedly able to raise her payment significantly after going back to the streaming channel and asking for more. The March special was taped after Schumer's rise in popularity, thanks in part to an Emmy win for Inside Amy Schumer and the success of her first starring role in the film Trainwreck. I can't tell you one person out there that saw Trainwreck. And I mean that, like, legitimately. Even my friends who worked at the movie theater where Trainwreck was playing were still like, yeah, no. I don't know who likes Amy Schumer. At this point, I'm still trying to figure that out. I've gone to my female friends. Do you like Amy Schumer? Answer, no. I mean, it's a little funny, maybe sometimes, but for the most part, no. No, they don't. I don't get it. Schumer's request for more equal pay comes in the wake of several other female celebrities demanding more money after learning their male counterparts are being paid higher wages. After the Sony hack, it was revealed that Chris Hemsworth was being paid more for his role in The Huntsman Winter's War than co-star Charlize Theron. The actress renegotiated her contract and added a reported $10 million to her salary. Well, they're also like, yeah, Charlize's maybe the bigger name, but she's not like the title character. That would be The Huntsman Winter's War, The Huntsman, which is Chris Hemsworth, so they're paying him more money. Don't get me wrong, I love Charlize Theron, and she's probably worth the extra $10 million. I'm just merely pointing out that there's a thing there. And then Emily Rossum had similar success when she asked to be paid the same as her fellow Shameless lead, William H. Macy. Well, she almost shut down production requesting that. And again, that's just what they feel that they're worth, and they got it in the end, and that's perfectly fucking fine. But the situation here is just that, like, Amy Schumer is not a talented person. Charlize Theron is talented. Amy Rossum is talented. Fuck, even Michelle Rodriguez in the Fast and Furious franchise asking for more money from the female actors in that film is more talented than Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer has multiple allegations against her for outright theft of jokes. We're talking worse than Carlos Mencia from back in the day. But the comic community won't turn against Amy Schumer, even though like Patrice O'Neal is the person who looks like she stole the most jokes from. They still won't turn against her, probably because Patrice O'Neal is dead in the ground and cannot defend his work being blatantly plagiarized. That is an unfortunate thing. And I also feel that people don't want to go up against Amy Schumer because she's kind of like the die in the cast popular feminist comic out there. They don't want to argue back against her antics because they're afraid of being labeled something like a sexist or a misogynist. And that would definitely happen. If they came out and they said, no, she stole some shit, they're going to be like, no, you're a sexist. But yet when two women come out and accuse her of stealing shit, no one pays attention. Now, to me, that's more funny than anything else because that shows you how she's been able to kind of create this, this echo chamber around her that even though women are kind of coming in and saying like, no, our jokes were stolen. Here's the proof of this. And it's really just nothing. It's sad that they treat it like it's a nothing burger, even though the evidence is there. And there happen to be women who are complaining. A little weird, right? This is if the tables were turned on that one and it was a man stealing jokes that women had wrote, they'd all lose their shit in a heartbeat. But when it's a popular comic who happens to be a woman stealing jokes and women are complaining, yeah, they could give a fuck less. It says here that TV and movie actresses have also been vocal about the fight to close Hollywood's gender pay gap. Schumer's pal Jennifer Lawrence opened up in a 2015 essay for Lena Dunham's Lenny letter about her experiences being paid less than her male co-stars. Funny thing about that, too, just as a quick side note. So Passengers, 2016's Passengers that nobody went to go see, Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, arguably the two highest paid actors at the time. Jennifer Lawrence was paid $25 million for being in that movie. Chris Pratt made $13 million for being in that movie. And it came out after this essay about her being paid less than her male co-stars. I'm just saying that for the most part, there's a little bit of hypocrisy there. I've always kind of found that to be entertaining. Patricia Arquette used her Best Supporting Actress speech in the 2015 Oscars to call for equality. And I'm not saying that there's not that some of those issues don't need to be discussed in Hollywood. They do. But at the same time, Hollywood, its pay system, everything else is based on more or less on meritocracy. How hot are you at the moment? If you have wins, if you have Emmy wins, Oscar wins, Tony wins, Grammy wins, whatever, that does give you more wiggle room for an argument. It also depends on how good your talent managers are, your agents are, so on and so forth, how these deals get made. It's not that Amy Schumer herself made the call to get this thing done. It was that she went to her agent and said, I want more money, and her agent was able to then call Netflix and argue for more cash. Amy Schumer just made the request. Her agent made it happen, and then took her 10%. So clearly, it's not the stars that are arguing for all this. The stars might go vocal and be bitchy about it, but it's all the behind the scenes work that's making these deals go through. And that, again, I think kind of delineates the entire argument here. This boils down not so much about equality or women's rights or women's lib or whatever. This boils down to how good your agent is and whether or not they're worth that 10%. All right, bam, bam, bam. All right, done, 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 done. Oh my God. All right. Whew. Got all that work done. I'm still funnier than Amy Schumer. That I fully agree. I completely agree that I am funnier than Amy Schumer. Whew. Hold on, I gotta turn my fan on low. It's hot as hell in here. I have the window shut and everything. Lights are on. Yeah, when South Park knocked her down a peg, that was pretty good. Women aren't funny. That's not true, Oliver. Women are pretty funny. I think it's a style of comedy that's a little bit different, but no, there's plenty of funny female comedians. It just depends on the material. Amy Schumer likes to make jokes about sex, which is fine, but she decides to make it about, like, her vagina looking like a snot rag by the end of the day. Things like that. I mean, granted, as a man, I'm not going to really find that to be funny, mostly due to the fact that I don't have a vagina, and if I'm going to sit there and make jokes about, like, skid marks on my underwear or my fucking hemorrhoids are on fire, like, someone might find that funny. All depends on the delivery. But when you're equating something that's a vagina that's meant to be a genital for, reproductive organs or just sex and whatever, and you're just like, oh, baby, yeah, my vagina smell like a fucking barnyard. Woo. No one's going to laugh at that shit. And, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we find out later on that the audience was paid to laugh or there was a laugh track put in. So, how big is the freighter? It's pretty decent size. It's pretty decent size. So I don't have hemorrhoids. Making a joke about hemorrhoids. Yeah, her stand-up's not funny. I think if Amy did porn, her claim to fame would make more people vomit than the norovirus. I'm pretty sure she would tell you that herself right now. So Miss Piggy is paid $11 million for really a shitty open mic session. Maybe. No, she was paid $11 million up front, then renegotiated for more money. The thing is, though, the Chris Rock and Chappelle specials, those are like legitimately funny. Those are like legitimately hilarious. The Chappelle stuff is great. Schumer is just like she accused sexists for the dislike ratio on her leather special, and Netflix never came out to defend that. And if that was the case, they would have come up to defend it because they can tell you whether the people who actually marked it as down didn't like it. It was already down like when it came out, and it wasn't just people going and narking it down and shit. You love Louis C.K.? Who doesn't love Louis C.K.? What about the new Joker movie? James, check out $3 Theater here in a little bit. I recorded all the $3 Theater content. I was gonna have it edited before we start the stream tonight, and then somehow YouTube fucked up. So do I think feminism can be reformed? No. I think feminism needs to go the way of egalitarianism and then leave it at that. You can't sit there and say that you're for equal rights and then push one gender over another, and then also like lie about shit like the wage gap. The wage gap is such a myth, debunked myth at this point. It's insane. You hate everyone equally? Yeah, sure. Netflix was already going to change the rating system, Tommy. It wasn't because of that. They're already going to change it. They announced it like a month prior to that whole thing coming out. So, Amy Schumer appeals to soccer moms. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you there. So there's that. Yeah, the leather jumpsuit did not look good. Did not look good at all. All right, guys. I think on that note, I am going to wrap this thing up. I will be back on tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Actually 10 p.m. for the show. I'm going to go get these things edited, ready to go, and then just you know, relax and shit because I'm fucking wiped from the whole eclipse thing. That, and I think with these videos and everything else I've done about 9 videos today on top of the stream. Well, the stream included 3, so 6 videos in the stream. So I'm fucking tired. Yeah, tomorrow night I'll be back on. It'll be good times and shit. Hold on, there's a Discord link in the chat if you guys want to come on in there, and I'll be in there texting for a while. So if you guys want to come in there and do that, we can do that. If not, I'll be on tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you all later. Have yourself a great one, and peace out.